Okay, this is part 2 of the Cad test. We're going to do the rod piece, and then we're going to assemble the rod to the connector. So we already started a new part file to save some time. We're going to create a 2D sketch, go to the front view. I'm going to run through this a little bit faster since I showed you guys the arch tool already last time. I'm mainly focusing on the revolve tool. So we're going to go line by line again. First I'm actually going to go across this way. 0.0625. I'm going to go down 0.125. We're going to go across 1.75. I'm going to go back up 0.125. Go across to the left 0.0625. Hit escape to turn off my line tool. So basically have this like horseshoe looking thing. I'm going to throw my arches in there and then connect everything with a line in the middle. So arch tool again, I'm just going to click a random distance. It doesn't really matter. You could type in the distance if you wanted to, or you could just click and dimension it later. I guess we'll type it in. 0.1875, enter, and then I can set my arch to 0.25. Do the same thing over here. 0.25, and we're going to use the line tool in the middle here. And this arch still needs to be dimensioned for its length. This line in the middle should be 1.25. And if I do that, it's going to automatically dimension that last arch. So you only need a dimension here, dimension here, dimension here. And if you have this dimension, you don't need the arch dimension. Because it can do the math and figure out that this is whatever's left over from this plus this plus this plus this subtracted from 1.75, and you're left with whatever's here. So it can do the math for that. We're going to finish the sketch, and what you have right now is really half of, or part of, what your end goal is going to be. We're going to use the revolve tool, which is really cool. And it's right next to extrude. We're going to open up the little box. It's already pre-selected because it's the only thing that we have drawn. And basically it's asking us for the profile, which is already selected, and then the axis, so in which it's going to rotate around. So I click the axis. I'm going to click the center, not the top, the center, and you'll see it mold the entire shape. One click. Hit OK, and your rod is done. So the rod is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to go ahead and do an assembly pretty quick. File, new, assembly, standard, make sure you're in English, create, and we're going to place those two parts in. Make sure you're under place. So I'm going to find my two parts here. And we want B and A. So I'm just going to click there. And I've got both the parts floating around in here. Now this one I can copy and paste. So I'm just going to right click, copy, click over here somewhere and paste. Oops. Let's try that again. Paste. And now I've got both my pieces. Now to constrain these together, it's similar to what we've done before, but a little bit different. I'm going to ground the rod because I don't want the rod to move, but I want the other parts to move to the rod. So right click on the rod, ground it. It's grounded. I'm going to put a mate between the end of this and the inside surface of the connector. So let's just do a regular mate. That part's pretty normal. And that will go together. Apply that. Now it's not quite set up and down, so we're going to use a slightly different constraint than what we've used before. That's called a tangent constraint. So I'm going to use a tangent, and I'm going to click on the rounded surface, and then I can click the flat surface. And it's either going to do a flush or a mate depending on what you select. So right now it wants the outside of the circle. If I want the inside of the circle, I can click the other option, and then it's acting like a flush on that surface. I apply, and that one's connected. Now this piece should spin. Not quite. We're not quite there yet. So we still have to do one more constraint, and that's going to be from the inside to the outside, sort of like what we did to the top here. So we're going to do another tangent. Rounded surface there, inside wall, apply, and now this piece should spin like it's attached to it. So we're about half done already. We're going to go back to mate, grab the other end. Must have selected something by mistake there. Mate there, apply. We're going to do a tangent, inside circle, there to there. That's not giving us what we want. There we go. Let's try outside. So if you don't like the way that it looks, chances are you just have to select the other option. And we're going to do one here, one there, and that's an inside, apply, and we should be good to go. So from there, all I want you to do is set one of these to be flat and one to be kind of up and down. And then from there you can just place it on your drawing view and do everything that we've done in the past. And you should be good to go. Okay? So this is all you need to turn in your test. Alright, a life-size example with them turned sideways, and a large scale one so that I can see up close with your constraints, make sure everything's lining up correctly. And you've just completed the CAD test.